The baseball world was left completely speechless when an absolutely extraordinary and unprecedented incident unfolded at Dodger Stadium during last night's game. Shohei Ohtani had just launched a magnificent leadoff home run that sent the entire crowd into an eruption of pure joy and excitement. But what happened immediately after Ohtani crossed home plate was something that nobody in the stadium, nobody watching on television, and nobody following along on social media had ever witnessed before in the history of professional baseball. An umpire approached Ohtani at home plate and forcibly snapped his bat in half. The image of the broken bat, combined with Ohtani's furious reaction, became the most shocking and talked about moment in baseball this entire season. What caused the umpire to take such a drastic and unprecedented action? How did Ohtani respond? And what does MLB have to say about this extraordinary incident? When Shohei Ohtani stepped into the batter's box to lead off the bottom of the first inning, there was already an electric atmosphere inside Dodger Stadium. Fans had packed the stadium to capacity, all hoping to witness another display of the Japanese superstar's incredible talent. The opposing pitcher looked in for the sign, wound up, and delivered what appeared to be a powerful fastball. But Ohtani, with his trademark combination of incredible strength and perfect timing, turned on the pitch and sent it sailing deep into the left field stands for a leadoff home run that immediately set the tone for the entire game. The crowd was absolutely deafening. Ohtani rounded first base with his usual composed expression, maintaining the calm demeanor that has made him one of the most admired players in all of baseball. As he rounded second and headed toward third, the roar of the crowd continued to grow louder and louder. By the time he approached home plate, his teammates had gathered at the dugout steps, ready to celebrate what appeared to be a perfect start to the game. Everything seemed completely normal. Everything seemed completely wonderful. And then, in an instant, everything changed. According to multiple eyewitnesses inside the stadium, the home plate umpire suddenly stepped forward as Ohtani was approaching to complete his home run trot. What happened next unfolded so quickly that many fans in attendance initially did not understand what they were seeing. The umpire reached out, took hold of Ohtani's bat, which the Japanese superstar had been carrying with him as he rounded the bases, and in one sharp and deliberate motion, snapped the bat clean in half over his knee. The crack of the breaking bat cut through the noise of the celebrating crowd like a thunderclap, immediately silencing thousands of fans who stood in complete disbelief at what they had just witnessed. For a brief moment, there was an eerie silence inside Dodger Stadium. Players, coaches, fans, and media personnel all struggled to process what had just happened directly in front of their eyes. And then, as the reality of the situation began to sink in, the reaction came swiftly and powerfully from the one person at the center of it all. Shohei Ohtani's reaction at home plate was something that nobody who witnessed it will ever forget. According to reporters who were positioned near the field, Ohtani, who is universally known for his calm, composed, and respectful demeanor, appeared visibly furious for the first time in recent memory. His eyes were wide with disbelief, and his body language communicated an intensity that his teammates rarely, if ever, see from the soft-spoken superstar. Ohtani turned toward the umpire and engaged in an animated and heated exchange that lasted several minutes before manager Dave Roberts rushed out of the dugout to intervene. According to sources inside the Dodgers dugout, the entire team was completely stunned by what they had witnessed. Freddie Freeman later revealed that the atmosphere in the dugout shifted from celebration to absolute shock within seconds. One moment we were all getting ready to celebrate Shohei's home run, and the next moment we couldn't believe what we were seeing, Freeman said. None of us had ever seen anything like that before. Not in Little League, not in college ball, not in the minors, and certainly not in the major leagues. Mookie Betts revealed that he immediately left the dugout steps when he saw Ohtani's reaction, understanding instinctively that his teammate needed support. Shohei is always so composed, always so calm, Betts said. When I saw the look on his face, I knew something serious had happened. I ran out there because I wanted him to know his teammates had his back, whatever was going on. So what exactly caused the umpire to take such a dramatic and unprecedented action? The explanation that emerged in the minutes and hours following the incident was one that nobody had anticipated. According to the umpire's official report, which was submitted to MLB headquarters immediately after the game. The bat that Ohtani had used to hit the leadoff home run had triggered a mandatory confiscation protocol under a very specific and rarely invoked MLB regulation. The umpire claimed that upon close inspection before Ohtani completed his home run trot, he had identified markings on the bat that indicated it may have been subjected to unauthorized modifications. However, it was the method of confiscation that immediately became the central controversy. While MLB regulations do allow umpires to confiscate equipment that is suspected of violating league rules, nowhere in the official rulebook does it grant an umpire the authority to physically destroy a player's equipment on the field. This was the argument that Dave Roberts made loudly, clearly, and repeatedly in his confrontation with the umpiring crew following the incident. According to witnesses, Roberts was absolutely insistent that the umpire had overstepped his authority in a way that had no precedent in the history of the sport. "There is no rule that gives any umpire the right to snap a player's bat," Roberts said emphatically in his post-game press conference. "You can confiscate equipment. You can remove it from play. You can send it for testing. But you cannot destroy it. That bat was Shohei's personal property, and what happened tonight was completely unacceptable. I expect MLB to address this situation with the seriousness it deserves." The incident quickly spread across social media with a speed that reflected just how extraordinary the moment truly was. Video footage of the umpire snapping the bat, captured from multiple angles by fans throughout the stadium, was shared millions of times within hours. Baseball fans, analysts, former players, and even people with no connection to the sport were expressing their shock and disbelief at what they were watching. The image of Ohtani's furious reaction became one of the most iconic photographs of the baseball season. Former MLB players were particularly vocal in their criticism of the umpire's actions. Several prominent retired players took to social media to express their outrage, with many pointing out that they had never witnessed or even heard of an umpire physically destroying a player's equipment during a game. The general consensus among baseball's community of former players was that regardless of any suspected rules violation, the umpire had acted far outside the boundaries of his authority and had done so in a manner that was deeply disrespectful to one of the game's greatest stars. Meanwhile, Shohei Ohtani addressed the media following the game in a brief but powerful statement. Although he is typically measured and diplomatic in his public comments, this time there was a clear edge in his words that reflected the genuine anger he had felt at home plate. "I respect the umpires and I respect the rules of this game," Ohtani said through his interpreter. "But what happened tonight was not about rules. What happened tonight was something that I have never experienced in all my years of playing baseball. That bat was special to me. It was properly registered, properly prepared, and completely within regulations. I am trusting that MLB will review this situation carefully and do what is right." MLB responded with unusual speed, releasing a formal statement within hours of the incident confirming that they had launched an immediate and comprehensive review of the umpire's actions. The statement acknowledged that the physical destruction of a player's equipment during a game represented a highly unusual and serious situation that required thorough examination. MLB confirmed that the umpire involved had been placed on administrative review pending the outcome of the investigation. As for Ohtani's leadoff home run, MLB confirmed in their initial statement that the home run would stand in the official record books regardless of the ongoing investigation into the bat. The 21st home run of his season was valid, and no further action would be taken to nullify the result of his magnificent hit. Dave Roberts, in closing remarks to the media, summed up the feelings of the entire Dodgers organization with characteristic directness. "Shohei Ohtani is the finest player in this game," Roberts said. "He plays with integrity, he plays with passion, and he plays with respect for everyone around him. Tonight, he deserved better. And I am confident that MLB will recognize that and make this right." Freddie Freeman revealed that after the game, the entire Dodgers clubhouse rallied around Ohtani in a show of solidarity that reflected just how deeply the team felt about their star player. "We are all behind Shohei 100%, Freeman said with conviction. "What happened tonight was wrong, and we all know it. But knowing Shohei, he will take this experience, channel it into motivation, and come back tomorrow ready to do what he always does, be the best player on the field. Thank you for watching. What do you think about this shocking and unprecedented incident? Did the umpire go too far, or was there a legitimate reason for his actions? Please share your thoughts in the comments section. Subscribe to our channel for more interesting and up-to-date coverage of baseball's biggest and most surprising stories.